taking this nature walk and just thinking about the mighty Minnesota Vikings. Hold on real quick. I get the flag. I got to get the flag out, y'all. I got to get the flag out. Man, Minnesota Vikings. By the way, let me start this live stream by saying God bless to everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful day. And if you're not having a wonderful day, hopefully it gets better. Keep God first and things will happen good. You know what I mean? You got to have faith in God and have belief in God. And things will be better. Things will be good in your life. I'm telling you. Things are perfect, but it's all about overcoming those obstacles. And the only way you can overcome those obstacles is believing in God. I just want to start it off with that. But shout out to everybody that's in the building. Appreciate y'all. Now, as a big time Minnesota Viking fan, I have to talk about the Vikings. So many questions and not many answers for the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know any of the answers. I'm just speculating and just talking about the Vikings. Hello, good morning. I'm just talking about what they should do or possibly do, what they might do. And I was listening to some of the press conference or reading some quotes of Kevin. Shout out to my guy Six in the building. I was reading some quotes about Kevin O'Connell's press conference, and this guy was talking about he wants the best quarterback room. He wants competition in the quarterback room. And I've been trying to tell people this guy, he's not going to fully commit to JJ McCarthy. He's not. They're going to go get a quarterback. I don't know who it's going to be. I think the highest on the list is Justin Herbert. I think Joe Burrow is a dream, but if it does happen, of course, I'll go for Joe Burrow. I think they also might go for Mac Jones. That's like the third option. But they want the best quarterback room as possible. They want competition, and he believes that if we have competition, it'll make the quarterback room better, right? It'll push everybody. But see, that's just in my opinion, that's just pretty much saying, yeah, I don't want to say that he ain't the quarterback, but honestly, I don't want to say he ain't. I ain't going to say he is, he ain't. I'm just going to keep it an open-ended question about the quarterback because I don't want to tell my plans because I don't want the fan base to be like, I don't want to say to freak out, but I'm pretty sure they know what it is. I just feel that Kevin O'Connell does not believe in JJ McCarthy. I don't care what he says to social media. I don't care. That's just how I feel because his body language, when it comes to him changing his playbook for him, when it comes to, like adjusting his playbook week 14, that's just stubbornness in my opinion. And I just feel like he wants to go back to his original playbook. When he had Kirk Cousins, when he had Sam Darnold. He doesn't want to simplify his play call. And that's just how I feel. Shout out to Justin Herbert. All them boys should be tired of losing. Yes, I think Justin Herbert is the number one option. And I'm not saying that he's better than Joe Burrow. But what I am saying is he's a very good quarterback, right? He hasn't won in the postseason, so now his trade value, and shout out to my guy Angel in the building. His trade value probably dropped a little bit, right? So you might have to give up like one first-round pick, maybe a future second-round pick or something like that. And I'm telling you right now, he's athletic. He's like a Sam Darnold, but maybe even more athletic. So with the right team throwing to Justin Jefferson, we're not going to say Jordan Addison no more because I think Jordan Addison is gone. But I think Justin Herbert's the number one guy because you won't have to sacrifice 3 first-round picks to go get him. I don't think you do. I think 1 and then maybe a second round or something like that, a future second-round pick. They might trade J.J. McCarthy and some other player to match the money or whatever. But other than that, bro, I think Justin Herbert's the number one guy. Joe Burrow's the dream case scenario, but you're going to have to give up like 3 first-round picks. And I don't think the Vikings are willing to go that big. You know what I mean? I don't think they're willing to do all that because the one thing I will say, I don't know about the history about injuries with Justin Herbert, but I know he's not as hurt as Joe Burrow. So if you get Joe Burrow, you better make sure he stays healthy or all is just lost. Everything is lost. Cheers from Oregon. Shout out to my guy. Shout out to Oregon. Oregon got the best uniforms in college football. Facts. The Ducks, yeah, definitely. I'm not sure about Kevin O'Connell. Is an upgrade from Mike Zimmer. Mike was better. Yes, I think Mike Zimmer, he definitely accomplished more with the Vikings. But what I'm going to say is this, man. We're keeping Kevin O'Connell, y'all. This is the year. Either he plays well. I mean, not play well. He coaches well and we win a lot of games and we get to the playoffs and we actually make a run. Or what I think might happen if we do terrible, especially if we don't keep Brian Flores, he's getting fired. And this is why I'm saying they're not going to be patient with J.J. McCarthy in 2026. Even if they was to bring in Mac Jones and they had to battle it out, right? Listen, bro. They're not going to, listen, it's going to be a short leash. I'm telling y'all right now. If he starts to mess up early in the season, he's going to get a bench. He's going to get benched. If you go hard for like Justin Herbert, he's the automatic starter. Legitimately, Mike Zimmer, all the coaches before Kevin O'Connell are better coaches. He's too young. Man, I don't even know if he's too young, bro. I just feel like, I don't even know if it's the young part, man. I just feel like he just has his mindset is, I want a quarterback that can throw 40 to 50 times a game, and he doesn't like to run the ball. He wants his offense to be one way. I've realized, even with Joshua Dobbs, like I'm talking about Joshua Dobbs. Even when we had Joshua Dobbs, and remember that first game we had Joshua Dobbs, he was pretty darn good, right? And then as soon as he had like a week or two with the Vikings, you know what I mean? The offense changed to what he wanted. The offense changed into like a typical Kirk Cousins offense. You can't coach Joshua Dobbs like you coach Kirk Cousins. You can't have the same play calls for both quarterbacks. They're two different quarterbacks. And I just feel like Kevin O'Connell at this point is so like stuck in his ways. Like, yo, if I don't get the quarterback I want, regardless of what you do, crazy, I'm going to make sure he runs that offense. I don't care. I don't want to make no adjustments. I'm pretty sure he was forced to make that adjustment later in the season. What was it, week 14? He was forced to make that adjustment. That's not something that he really wanted to do. He was forced to make that adjustment. I'm telling you. They were like, yo, change the play call, simplify it, do whatever you have to do to make sure J.J. McCarthy looks a little bit better than what he has been looking like. At the rate that J.J. McCarthy was looking, we cannot deny, right? Shout out to Christopher Real. We cannot deny. People were comparing him to Zach Wilson. People was comparing him to DeMarcus Russell. Prior to them finally simplifying the play call, let's keep it real. He finally did, and he hated it. I'm telling y'all. So I think they're going to try to go big when it comes to Justin Herbert. They're not going to go into 2026 like this. I would be surprised if J.J. McCarthy is the starter going into 2026. I would be surprised if he's the starter. I don't believe that Kevin O'Connell believes in J.J. McCarthy. I think he really does not like the fact that he has to change his playbook for him to play better. And I'm tired. And then on top of that, he's like, not only I got to simplify my playbook for him to play better, he doesn't like to run the ball. On top of that, J.J. McCarthy keeps getting hurt. It's just a whole bunch of combinations of like issues that I think Kevin O'Connell has with J.J. McCarthy. That's just my opinion, though. That's just how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong about how Kevin O'Connell feels about J.J. McCarthy, but I really feel like he is not messing with that dude. Like, I feel like he does not want him to be the starting quarterback going into 2026. That's just my feeling. That's just my feeling, y'all. He said, who? Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Yeah, Mac Jones is like the third option, bro. I think it's going to be Justin Herbert number 1, Joe Burrow number 2. And the only reason why I say Joe Burrow number 2, because you got to give up like 3 first-round picks. And then when it comes to Mac Jones, that's just the safe bet. You're still going to have to give up like a second-round pick or something. I'm telling y'all right now. The quarterback room will not be the same. If it is, I'm telling every Viking fan should be disappointed. Not because we gave up on J.J. McCarthy, but because we can't go into 2026 having nobody that's going to back up J.J. McCarthy or potentially win that starting job that is good. Like Max Brosmer, I'm not trying to be ignorant, but come on, bro. Come on. Who you take? Malik Willis from the Packers are doing some things right with quarterback Malik Willis. Came in and balled out for the Packers. The problem is Malik Willis don't seem like the type of quarterback Kevin O'Connell will want, bro. He wants a quarterback that's going to throw like 40 times. I'm not saying Malik Willis can't do that, but he really goes off script a lot of the time. And I don't believe Malik Willis is the answer for backup quarterback. I just don't. I feel like you got to get someone more like a Justin Herbert or Mac Jones. Like those are the two options, or Joe Burrow, or who else could be available? Those are the three that comes to mind to me. Like that's just how I feel, man. I feel like they're going to go for one of those quarterbacks. One of those three. Either Mac Jones, Joe Burrow if he's on the trade block, and Justin Herbert if he happens to be on the trade block. Number one for me is Justin Herbert because he is a very good quarterback in my opinion. I mean, I know he's 0-3 in the playoffs, but we'll see what happens when he's with another team that has a better team around him. I think the Vikings are a better team all around, but then again, the problem that I have is, are we going to be able to keep Brian Flores? There's so many questions and not a lot of answers for the Vikings right now. By the way, everybody that's in the building, make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Always say sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. We're also going live for primetime games as well. Not all, but some. J.J. McCarthy versus Malik Willis, quarterback battle. Maybe the best man wins. The issue, bro, I just don't feel like Malik is the guy that he wants a dude that's going to throw it 40 times, bro. I'm telling y'all. What did he like to do with Sam Darnold? Throw the ball a lot. He hated running. Even when we were complaining, run the ball, KOC. He didn't like running the ball. With Kirk Cousins, what did they like to do with Kirk Cousins? He loved to throw the ball. He did not like running the ball. I so want to root for number 9, but to be honest, I think the Vikings took a swing on a kid and missed. Ooh, you think he's done? You think he's not the guy? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Y'all know how I feel going into 2024 NFL draft. I'm a Drake May guy. I'm a Caleb Williams guy. Really a Drake May guy. Drake May was my second option, actually. It was Caleb, but then I was thinking about Caleb. He's not going to be available, so it was really Drake May. And I wasn't the biggest fan on J.J. McCarthy. I was like, why would we go get someone that doesn't throw the ball? That's what I was saying. That's literally what I was saying to people. You don't watch film. He's a winner. He's this. He's that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch the film. I'm going to watch more film of him. I did see the championship game, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm missing something. So I watched more film, and I was liking what I was watching. The issue is he doesn't throw the ball enough, right? He wasn't asked to do it. That doesn't mean he can't do it. But I want to get a quarterback that already kind of is used to doing it, so there's not a question about can he do it. You know what I'm saying? And since J.J. McCarthy wasn't doing it in college like that, and he definitely needs a run game, and Kevin O'Connell doesn't like running the ball, it didn't make sense to me. But I'm rocking with him because we drafted him. But I'm not going to sit here and cap. He was not my first choice. But I'm still rocking with him. It's just unfortunate. I think that Kevin O'Connell is kind of done with this young quarterback. I think he really felt some type of way simplifying his play calling. And that's just my honest opinion. J.J. McCarthy, I want him to work out, but we have to make sure we have a backup plan outside of letting the season go off in flames. No, we can't do that no more. I refuse to, I'm going to still watch the games, but we cannot have a season like this. How the Vikings looked offensively all season long due to injuries and play calling. Listen, it sucks, but man, I keep watching the 49ers, and every time I think about the 49ers, I think about, okay, how are the 49ers able to stay afloat? They lost, I'm being honest here, y'all. I'm not trying to be ignorant, I'm just being honest. They lost better players than what we lost. I'm talking about overall, they lost better players. We talking about Pro Bowl players, and they're still able to win. How is it that the 49ers can lose Pro Bowlers on defense and offense throughout the season and still be challenging? They challenged the Seahawks for the first seed, and now they're about to go against the Seahawks in the playoffs. And they lost George Kittle in the middle of the playoff game against the Eagles and still beat the Eagles in Philly. Hold on, that's not it. Also, Kyle Shanahan, he definitely changed up his offensive game plan, especially after George Kittle got hurt, and started throwing it to his fullback. His fullback can catch, and he was pretty much like the replacement of George Kittle. Would Kevin O'Connell even think of that? Would Kevin O'Connell say, hey, C.J. Ham, we lost T.J. Hockenson for the year most likely. C.J. Ham, I know you could catch a little bit. Let's put you out there. Let's see if you can be, you know what I mean, not literally be the tight end, but just, you get what I'm saying. Make proper adjustments. Adjust to what you have on the field. Adjust to the injuries you have on the field. Our offensive line was banged up. Same with the 49ers. Their defensive line was banged up. Their best wide receiver was hurt all year. Also, their best linebacker in the game, and Fred Warner, was hurt all year. So how is it that the 49ers ain't having no excuses and they still winning? And it goes to show, even Brock Purdy got hurt this year. Mac Jones was the second string quarterback, came in and played well. Trent Williams, one of the best tackles of all time, was hurt for a game or two or whatever. And they still winning. So how is it that the Vikings, what makes the Vikings different from the 49ers? Now, I think about it, right? Drafting and being proactive at the quarterback position. Getting a backup. You don't sign Carson Wentz 2 weeks prior to the dang on regular season starting. Also, you got to make adjustments to what you have on the field. And that's just something that we don't do, unfortunately. Shout out to Sharon in the building. Joe Burrow and Tomlin would be huge upgrades. The only thing about Tomlin's not going to, and I seen someone post something like have Tomlin as the defensive coordinator. I don't think, this is just my opinion, right? Tomlin's been a head coach for 19 seasons with the Steelers. I don't think he's going to just be like, oh, I want to be a defensive coordinator again. Like, no, I think he's going to want to still be a head coach. If he continues to be a coach, he's going to be a head coach for a franchise. He's not going to be a defensive coordinator. And that's the issue we have here, because the Vikings ain't getting rid of Kevin O'Connell. The Vikings will not fire Kevin O'Connell this season. So it would have to be next season. And then when it comes to Joe Burrow, I absolutely would love Joe Burrow to come to the Vikings. Like, that is like the dream, right? My only counter to it is I don't think the Vikings are willing to give up 3 first-round picks. I just don't see them doing it. And that's why I'm thinking Justin Herbert's the best bet. That's just my opinion. But I do like what you're saying. I would love to have Mike Tomlin. If he could be our head coach, I would love that. But Kevin O'Connell's our coach for the present and the future for right now. And then we'll see what happens. But we can all see the writing on the wall with number 9. That's why we all talking about other quarterbacks to bring in. Is what it is. The kid is suspect, y'all. Angel said the kid is suspect. Gosh, Lee, my homie is done with JJ. Man, this is why I be trying to tell people, man. Film in college don't really tell you. Like, you gotta really, like, it tells you some stuff. No, statistics tell you something, and film tell you stuff, right? But it depends on the team you go to, and so many other factors on why quarterbacks are successful. And I feel like JJ McCarthy went on the wrong team. If he was with the Chargers with Jim, they would have ran the ball. He's with the Vikings with a head coach that hates running the ball. So it's kind of like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. And I've been saying it, but we drafted JJ McCarthy, and we're going to have to figure out what's going on with him. Now, another question we have is Brian Flores. I give it about a 75% chance that he's leaving. We have a 25% chance that he's staying. The odds ain't in our favor because there's a lot of open jobs right now. Now, he did get an interview from the Ravens. We'll see if they'll make an announcement. I don't know. But I think Mike Tomlin might be knocking on that door as well. I don't know. Mike Tomlin, that'd be cool to, man. Like, listen, you go from the Steelers to the Ravens, division rival. You didn't want me to stay? Okay. I'll go be a Ravens coach, and I'm going to destroy you for the next 10 years or whatever. So it's like, he could do that. Ben Johnson is the real, hold on, let me see something. Ben Johnson is a real head coach. Beat Kevin O'Connell to the playoffs and got his teams respected in 1 year. It's crazy, right? Wow, yup. And the Bears love him, and they having success. Facts. Kevin O'Connell is a fake wannabe head. Oh my gosh. Y'all done with Kevin O'Connell. See, and this is the temperature I'm trying to get from y'all. Like, y'all, so pretty much y'all don't like JJ. Y'all don't feel like JJ McCarthy's the guy. And y'all pretty much are saying Kevin O'Connell isn't the guy. I'm a little bit neutral, but I get what where y'all coming from, because I've been trying to tell people Kevin O'Connell's play calling is trash a lot of the time. He gets so much credit when we win, right? But when we lose, the people that are like that love Kevin O'Connell, they don't want to give him no type of like responsibility on why we lost. No accountability on why we lost. And it's just crazy to me, because I'm like, yo, like, when he wins, he gets all the credit. He's the quarterback whisperer. He's one of the best coaches in the game. That in the third. But when we lose and our offense is so bad for a whole entire season, not just part of the season, I'm talking about from the very beginning, our offense was horrible. Even when we won week 1 against the Bears, our offense was horrible. Horrible. Right? Kevin O'Connell, to me, could be a good coach, but with the right quarterback. He has to have the right quarterback. If he doesn't have the right quarterback, he's not able to adjust to that quarterback depending on, like, for instance, right? Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold are like the right quarterbacks. JJ McCarthy ain't. Joshua Dobbs ain't. That's a fact, bro. He wants a guy that can throw it 40 to 50 times a game. When things get tough, yeah, bro. When things get tough for Kevin O'Connell, he folds like a wet paper bag. Yeah, shout out to Chris Brewer. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Can I get 10 likes? Can I get 10 likes on the stream? Can I get 10 likes on the stream? Ben Johnson, when things get tough, he actually makes adjustments and isn't scared to try stuff to make sure his team is successful. That's why he is in the playoffs. Yup. And like, people were trying to say, oh, well, y'all trying to say that Ben Johnson is just all that. You're glazing Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. And then when they win a playoff game, don't nobody got anything to say. Oh, Caleb's not that good. Ben Johnson's not a good coach. He's going to lose. And then in the middle of the playoff game, people were coming in the comments saying, oh, Now what you got to say about Ben Johnson? I still feel the same way. He's still a good minded head coach, a good offensive minded head coach. And then when they win, nobody got anything to say. I mean, even though we Viking fans, we got to keep it real. The Bears are definitely the best team in the NFC North division. I don't even think there's a debate right now. What the Bears accomplished in one season with a coach and with a young quarterback in his second year is crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about. And I got to give respect to the Bears, but my Vikings we got a lot of questions. We got questions at the draft. What are the Vikings going to do in the draft in the first round? I have no clue what direction they're trying to go in with that 18th pick. Are they going to draft best player available or go with the best need that they have right now? What's the one cornerback that tore his ACL, McCord or whatever? I don't want a cornerback that tore his ACL. I'm sorry. As a Viking fan, we've been dealing with a lot of injuries, and the one thing I don't want to do is use my first round pick on a cornerback that tore his ACL that's recovering. Now, yes, when healthy, I heard that he's like the best cornerback in this draft. But bro, I'm sorry, but not sorry. I want a player that's healthy from the very beginning. I want a player, whether it's the second best corner, the best safety that's available at that point, a pass rusher. Maybe we might trade Jonathan Grenard on draft day. I don't care. The best defensive tackle. I want him to be 100% healthy. I do not want, I repeat, I do not want a player that's already hurt. Minnesota Vikings got to draft a receiver, replace Jordan Addison. We still don't know about Jalen. Oh my gosh, that's true. We do gotta replace Jordan Addison. It's so unfortunate because Jordan Addison is so talented, man. I hate to say it, man, but I say that the man needs prayer because at this point, there's nothing you can do besides pray for him. He needs to get some help, talk to somebody, because like I said, he's battling through some personal things right now. He said, bro, Chelsea versus Arsenal. I got Arsenal. You talking about battle rap? You talking about battle rap? I wanted to see Cassidy and Easy to Block finish that battle, but that didn't happen. See, I know a little bit about battle rap, man. I know a little bit about battle rap. You thought you caught me off guard with that question. No, you didn't, brother. I'm more of like an old school battle rap days with Mook and I like T-Rex. I like, there's a couple I like. But shout out to you. But yeah, man, we have some questions in Minnesota, man. When it comes to the franchise, we have some questions. You can't keep defending this no more every offseason. No, I'm not defending it. I'm not. When I say that he needs prayer, that's not me defending him. He has something going on with him. I'm not defending him. I'm not making excuses on why he needs to get released. I'm not making no excuses. I think everybody needs prayer. But when you see someone going through what he's going through, when he's constantly getting in trouble every single offseason, I feel like there's something going on. I don't think it's just him just acting just to act like that. I think there's something that's going on with him mentally. And mental health is something that nobody wants to talk about as much. And especially for like men don't really talk about mental health as much. We kind of keep things to ourselves and just battle through it. But you could tell Outside looking in, he got something going on. He needs prayer. But I agree. I think we got to release him. Listen, you're not trading. Nobody's trading for Jordan Addison. Like, as much as I would like, oh, let's trade up for a first round pick or a second or a third or a fourth, you're not getting anything. It's too much of a risk. Why would a team trade a first round pick for a wide receiver that gets in trouble every single offseason? But you know, the perfect team the perfect team for him would be like the Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills if the Bills don't win the Super Bowl. That's the perfect team. And I get the point of keeping him and see if he can get his value back up. But the problem is this. Say you do keep him. What if he does something else? Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like you can't keep him and then he does something else and then you're just like, okay, I kind of wasted my time. Yes, it sucks because he's super talented. But like I said, it's bigger than football at this point. Something is going on with that man. And like I said, sometimes money can cause more problems. See, people think money changes people's lives. Sometimes it does. It changes their lives. Yes, it can. But it can change your life for the worse, not the better. And whatever he was battling before, it's on another level now because he's a millionaire. Jordan Addison needs prayer, and I really hope that we can release him. There's nothing you can do. You can't trade him, and call it a day, man. Call it a day. Release that man. He gonna have to get some help, and like I said, he needs prayer. I'm not saying he doesn't need to take accountability. That's what I'm saying. He has to get some help. He needs to take accountability. But what can we really do besides pray for him and release him? There's nothing else that we can do. Jordan Addison be dropping passes, also named with Jalen Naylor. It's not like he balling this year. Yeah, Jordan Addison, nobody balled this year. Justin Jefferson, we know Justin Jefferson is way better than what he showed this year. He barely got over 1,000 receiving yards. Let's keep it real. Our quarterback play is the reason why the reason why our wide receivers weren't the best. Yes, they were dropping passes as well. I will admit to that. But our quarterback play, our play calling was so horrible for most of the season. I mean, dang. But I will admit, Jordan Addison dropped some passes this year that's not normal for him. It's not normal for Justin Jefferson to drop passes the way he was dropping passes. It's not normal for Jalen Naylor. I don't really know about Jalen Naylor all like that. But it's so crazy. And you know what's even crazier, right? We traded for Adam Thielen. Right? We drafted Ty Felton. Did we even use Ty Felton besides in special teams and maybe a few plays here or there? We didn't even utilize Ty Felton all like that. And we traded for Adam Thielen, and he asked to be released. And he went to the playoffs. Even though they didn't win against the Texans, he did have a couple of catches with the Steelers. He looked decent. So we did all that for wide receivers and couldn't get it together, man. But I will admit, Jordan Addison was dropping some passes, man. That's not normal. Jordan Addison, like I said, needs prayer. I'm not giving that man no excuses. I feel like we do need to let him go. But like I said, man, I'm not using no age. Oh, he's young. Nope, I'm not using that. He needs some help, man. He needs some professional help. And like I said, sometimes money makes certain situations worse. In this case, I truly feel like Jordan Addison getting all this money, whatever he's been going through, times it by a million. Times it by a million. Jordan Addison, I don't even know how, and this is another thing about drafting players. You got to know the mindset. You're not going to really know exactly, but you got to do your research. I don't really know about Jordan Addison in college, in high school, middle school. I don't really know, man. Really in college. What did he do in college? Because there's no way. Listen, Jordan, honestly, can I keep it real? I love Jordan Addison, right, in that draft. But you know who I liked a little bit more? I liked the Zay Flowers. I like the Zay Flowers a little bit more. I think Zay Flowers, if you replace Jordan Addison with Zay Flowers, we wouldn't have this conversation, bro. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. Him and Justin Jefferson would be the best wide receiver tandem probably in the whole NFL. Yeah, I said it. And I love Jordan Addison, but this off the field stuff is out of control. It's out of control. Oh, Addison crashed out. Yeah, man, he's been acting crazy. I don't know what he got going on. Chris Carter needs to talk to him. Yeah, Chris Carter started off kind of like this, man. And then the Vikings gave him a chance, and he turned out to be one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. You know what I mean? I watched Jordan Addison since Pittsburgh, but I don't know him on personal. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing with Pittsburgh. Like, was it like how was he with Pittsburgh? Like, did he have any? Oh, there's a fox. Oh, that's a cool looking fox, y'all. I want y'all to see that. It probably went in the woods already. I seen this. That is so cool. That was a big size fox too. I hope it ain't no coyote. Hold on now. Y'all gonna be my witness. If y'all see anything, let me know. Let me know. If y'all see any fox or anything like that, let me know. I think he went in the woods. Let me just double check, because I gotta make sure he went inside the dang on. Yeah, I don't see him no more. Okay. He inside the bush, all these, whatever this is right here. He's inside here. But every time I'm on this trail, I always see something, man. I see some type of wildlife. Just making sure I'm keeping my eyes open. Cause I know I just seen him run across this trail right here. So I gotta be careful. Okay. Ain't nowhere to be found. Okay, cool. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Appreciate y'all. He transferred to play for USC to play with Caleb. Yup. I am still a huge Jordan Addison fan, but let him go. He got to be let go. Like, it's nothing we can do right now besides pray. Like when it's nothing we can do. And maybe he is a dude that ain't going through something. He just wants to do crazy things. I don't believe that's true. I believe people that lash out and do stuff, they going through something. Not trying to make an excuse for them to do something crazy or do something weird or whatever. But they're going through something, man. I'm telling y'all. And they wasn't able to get help. And even though he's a millionaire, it's 10 times worse. So that's why I say he needs prayer. But at the same time, there ain't no excuse for his actions when it comes to constantly getting into situations. When you have a good leader like Justin Jefferson that can mentor you, but it doesn't matter how good of a mentor you have if you don't listen, if you don't follow. Sometimes you have to follow to get yourself and admit that you got something going on. You know what I mean? When you have a Justin Jefferson, and he's the best wide receiver in the game in a lot of people's eyes. I think he's the best wide receiver in the game. Even with this down season, I just feel like, how can you go wrong? How can you go wrong about when it comes to you being developed into the man that you're going to be, or the man that you could be? Because you don't hear nothing. And I'm not saying Justin Jefferson's perfect. That's not what I'm saying. But I haven't heard one thing about Justin Jefferson. The only negative thing I heard about JJ is one of those routes that JJ McCarthy threw to him. He looked like he gave up on the play. But that's it. That's all you can say about Justin Jefferson. Off the field, you hear nothing about this guy. I don't get into celebrity gossip, so I don't talk about people's personal lives, so I don't look that deep. So y'all probably could tell me more, but I don't look into that stuff. But obviously, if I ain't hear about it, it's not out there, and it's nothing crazy enough to be out there. So it's like, dude, the offseason just started, and you're already in some mess. Like, I don't know, man. I know millionaires, they gamble. I know billionaires probably gamble. But if I was a millionaire, I'm not going to be at no casino. Respectfully, I'm not going to be at no casino because I already got money. Only reason why I'm going to the casino is I'm trying to make it big so I don't have to go to the casino. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go to the casino when I'm already a millionaire. You got the money, go invest in some franchises. Learn from Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal owns so many different franchises. Learn from Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson's part ownership of the Dodgers and some other teams. Learn from these guys like that, bro. And like, again, you're going to have some security with you at all times when you're a millionaire like that. And you're going to have to change the people that you hang around. It's kind of like Ja Morant. Ja Morant was hanging out with knuckleheads, right? And Ja Morant kept getting in trouble. But the other dudes ain't going to get in trouble. He's going to get in trouble because he represents the NBA. Jordan Addison represents the NFL. So you're going to mess up your money. You're going to mess up your bag because you with a whole bunch of knuckleheads. And you can't have a whole bunch of yes men around you. Like, that's another thing about millionaires. Like, you got to have someone that's going to be like, yo, bro, they're not scared to lose your friendship. They're going to tell you the truth. You're acting crazy right now. A lot of these dudes be only around people that got money because they got money. But if they didn't have money, they wouldn't be around you. They're not really real friends. You need someone that's going to tell you, hey, listen, bro, you're acting like a knucklehead. You're not acting right. You got to change your ways or you're going to lose my friendship or you're going to end up getting locked up. You're going to end up getting locked up. How many times do people have to go through something to finally learn their lesson? You want to know sometimes the hard truth is when it's too late. When it's too late, that's when people finally realize I learned my lesson. And then he's going to be saying, take me back in the NFL. Like I said before, I said this about A.J. Brown. I like A.J. Brown of the Eagles. And I'm not trying to, I'm comparing them. They're different because A.J. Brown acts up on the football field. I don't know nothing about him personally off the field. But he be yelling at his coach, about to fight his coach. Get your head in the game. You in the playoffs. Y'all about to lose to the 49ers. And you sitting there arguing with the dang on head coach. And you're the one dropping passes. If you're not, if Terrell Owens, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, if Randy Moss, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, and I could keep going on, some of the diva wide receivers get traded. Jordan Addison, you're not even close to that level. You're not a Randy Moss. You're not a Terrell Owens. So, bro, yes, talent would give you multiple chances, but it only gives you multiple chances for only how long? And Jordan Addison ain't on that level. So if you ain't on that level, you're about to end your whole NFL career. You're about to end your whole NFL career. Oh, good morning, Mary. Everybody better hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the like button, hit the like button. The title of the video is, what is the title of the video? Vikings have so many questions and no answers. I think that's what it is. And we got a lot of questions, man, because I'm looking at Jordan Addison's situation like, dag, bro. We really about to go through this offseason already with we already have a lot of question marks because Kevin O'Connell at his press conference, this man said we want to bring in a competition in the quarterback room. I'm like, well, I kind of knew that was going to happen when it comes to that. He didn't commit to J.J. McCarthy in 2026. I kind of already knew that was going to happen. So we already got a question when it comes to the quarterback. We have a question when it comes to Kevin O'Connell and if he even wants to coach J.J. Like, I get that he going to make the PR, he going to say the PR stuff, make it sound all good, make it sound good for people so they can be like, oh, he's not completely done with J.J. McCarthy. Man, listen, I think he is done with J.J. McCarthy, y'all. I think he is because his job is on the line. His job is on the line. So they're going to go for a quarterback, which I don't know who it's going to be. I think it's Justin Herbert. I'm going to get back to what I was saying about Jordan Addison real quick. Getting back to Jordan Addison. We're in a situation with him where it's like there's nothing we can do besides prayer. No, I'm not giving this man an excuse. I'm not using no age. I'm not using none of that as an excuse for his behavior. The only way someone can learn is sometimes you got to get fired. You got to get fired from your job. At your job, when you clock in, you represent that job even after you clock out. If they find out that you do some weird stuff and you get locked up, do you think they're going to show you mercy? Depending on what you do? You represent that job. For example, when I was in the military, no matter what, I could work 14 hours straight. And I'll go home and do what I have to do, right? Even when I go home, I'm representing the military. I'm representing the government. I'm representing the military. So if I do something, I'm representing the military, so I'm going to get in trouble even more because I'm still representing them. You represent these businesses. Unless you work for yourself, you represent these businesses. You represent the organization. You represent them. So even though it's the off season, he still represents the Vikings. So, like I said, it's going to be a situation where he's going to have, they're going to have to get rid of him. They're going to have to get rid of him and then go from there. Going to have to. And the Vikings are going to have to figure a way to replace him. And I don't even know if Jalen Nailor's the guy to replace him, though. To be honest with you, I don't think Jalen Nailor's good. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to come at Jalen Nailor. I don't think he's a number 2 wide receiver. He's not a number 2 wide receiver to me. He's a number 3. And I'll say that respectfully. So you're going to have to find a way to get a number 2 wide receiver. You're going to have to figure a way. And what sucks about it is you have a question mark with Ty Felton. You didn't utilize him, so you don't even know what the man can do. Anthony Edwards is just like Justin Jefferson. Anthony Edwards. Good morning. Will be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting all season, Mary. Very interesting. I wish y'all the best of luck. I'm a Packers fan. I was loving y'all losing, but we got our butts kicked too, so I apologize. Nah, it's all good, bro. It's all love at the end of the day. I root for y'all to lose just as much as you root for us to lose. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, listen. It's all love at the end of the day. You think I was cheering for y'all to win? Hey, best believe I wasn't cheering for y'all to win. I wasn't cheering for the Bears to win, but I had to go with somebody. I mean, I wasn't going for nobody, but I did have the Bears beating y'all. But like I said, y'all look good though. Michael Parsons will be back next year. We'll see what y'all do next year, but we'll beat the brace off of y'all next year. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. So stay tuned. When we go live, when we go against the Packers, we're gonna beat the brace off of y'all. And I say that respectfully. Can you imagine what good morning. Can you imagine what Justin Jefferson had to say to him going to cut dude off? Yeah. And this is why I was saying, how do you have a leader like Justin Jefferson and you still acting crazy? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's why I said it's nothing that we can do besides release him. He just needs prayer. I hope the best for him. But like I said, sometimes money makes issues even more. Makes them issues bigger, larger. And I think whatever he's going through, man, the money that came along with it made his situation worse. I was going back to, what year was it? What year was it? When he was driving 140 miles per hour. I'm like, bro, what is you doing going 140 or 100, whatever it was? It was crazy. And then he had a situation when he's on the dang on interstate, He's on the just sitting in the middle of the dang on lane, knocked out or whatever. I don't know what the man was doing. Passed out. It's like, and then this season, I don't know how true it is, but they're saying that he was nowhere to be found for like a practice or something. And that's why he missed like a game or half a game or something like that. Which that's not a real punishment. You gotta listen, you gotta take accountability, man. You gotta have these dudes take accountability for their actions. If you're gonna suspend them, suspend them. If you're gonna take checks away, take them dang on checks away. You could be saving his life by taking checks away from this man, by suspending him. But at this point, nothing's gonna work. You could suspend him all you want. It's not gonna work. You gotta release that man. You gotta humble him and make him want to do better. So that's the only thing you can do is pray and release him. Some people need to learn the hard way, bro. Addison has a ton of money and he's just a kid. This is the problem with the NFL. Some people just, like he did, yeah. And to be honest with you, like I said, the money can make it worse. The money can make it worse. I know people be trying to say, money can, it really solves a lot of problems, but money can create a lot of problems as well. If you don't have God in your life, and if you don't have a good mindset about things, if you're not mentally mature, you could be a young person and be mature. I know people that are in their 20s or their late teens that's more mature than someone that's in their 40s, someone that's in their 50s. I know older people that I ran into that still, and I'm not taking them away, I'm not judging them, I'm just saying, they still would like to be in the club. They're a whole grandmama or grandpop and they still in the club doing what they do. There's people that are still in that kid mindset. But then you got these dudes that are younger that have an old soul and they're like, man, I'm not doing all that. So like, that's why I'm not using the age as an excuse for this situation. I think it's just he has something going on with him and he needs prayer and he needs to be released and he needs to learn before it's too late. Because you can get in a situation where you won't get out of jail. You won't get a second chance in the NFL. You're not one of these top dudes in the NFL. You're not a Terrell Owens. You're not these all-time greats. So you keep on acting up, you about to find out. You about to mess around and find out and lose out on generation. Well, he already got the money, but like, you get what I'm saying. He about to lose that money because he's going to spend it on lawyer fees. You're going to spend all your hard work on lawyer fees trying to fight a case, which is crazy to me. It's crazy. Infamous Bears versus Packers rivalry getting very spicy. Yup. He needs help. Hope he gets some. He's ruining his NFL career, and even beyond NFL career, he might ruin his life if he don't get it together, because he might mess around and get locked up and make a mistake that he's going to regret. He going to make that's why I say he needs prayer, but the Vikings got to hold him accountable. Release this guy. I would not keep him on this team. I would not keep him on this team. Let him go. We're trying to build a different type of culture in Minnesota. We don't need all this drama. We don't need this drama. Why should we have to deal with this drama? The man missing practice. The man in every offseason since he's been drafted is getting into something. I'm tired of it. And I know Viking fans all around the world are tired of it. We trying to win a Super Bowl, and I don't want to talk about Jordan Addison catching another case every dang on offseason. Nah, bro. I'm tired of it. Send Addison to Indy for Anthony Richardson, straight up. Respectfully, bro, and shout out to you, bro. I don't want no Anthony Richardson, bro. I say that respectfully. I don't want nobody like it. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad person. I don't know the man personally. I'm not saying that he can't be good with the Vikings. But, bro, respectfully, I don't want that. I just want to let Jordan Addison go. I don't even care about a trade anymore. I just want to let him go. And I honestly want to just go, if we're going to get a quarterback, trade for Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow or Mac Jones or somebody like that. Someone that can run this offense. Because I don't want to get Anthony Richardson because I don't know if he can run this offense. You ain't never learned. Looks like we a number 2 because Caleb been whooping them. College football players getting paid now, so players come to the league already paid. But it's different money though, man. NFL money's bigger than college money. Well, at least that's what I'm thinking, right? They getting way more money in NFL, I would think. So that's why I feel like more money, more problems. That's the old saying: more money, more problems. And I don't know, man. You gotta when you don't just look at the talent. When you draft players and you don't really know, you really don't know, but you gotta do the best interview you can possibly ever do. Do you like to go party a lot? Well, he's young. Of course, he's probably gonna say, yeah. Do you drink? Do you do this? Do you do that? You gotta really interview these guys, man. Yes, he could be wonderful in the field, but he's going to mess up your team because you're wasting a pick on someone that's going to be suspended. Talent ain't everything. What about the mindset? I'd rather have someone maybe a little bit less talented that has a better mindset than get this all-world talent and the guy's always suspended or he's always catching a case. You know what I mean? Is Kevin O'Connell getting fired or traded? 612. Shout out to you, bro. Everybody's in the building. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, and also hit the subscribe button. We're going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. I always say sports will design the brains together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. And we're also going live for primetime games as well. Now, getting to that question, is Kevin O'Connell getting fired or traded? I don't think he's getting fired. I don't think he's getting traded. I think if he does get traded, fired, it will be after 2026 season, and that's if we don't make the playoffs and we don't do damage in the playoffs. And that's if we. And I'm telling y'all right now, this is why I don't think J.J. McCarthy will be the starter, because you think that Kevin O'Connell is going to put his job on the line? And think J.J. McCarthy is going to be the guy? I'm not saying that J.J. McCarthy can't be the guy, but I'm just saying, this is why they have to bring competition in. This is why I think they're going to. My thing is, I don't think they're going to be patient with J.J. McCarthy in 2026. I just don't. Because I don't believe that Kevin O'Connell rocks with J.J. McCarthy like that, especially after this conference. This conference, bro, his job is on the line. You could look at him, and you could tell he's stressing. He probably just heard about the Jordan Addison news. He probably thinking like, my gosh, what are we going to do? He's probably thinking like, all right, I like JJ. I can see some potential, but my job is on the line. I got to go get me a quarterback that I know that can play now. Know what I mean? We got to do something now. And that's the issue. This is why I blame Kwesi. I blame Kevin O'Connell, because you should have knew that you're drafting a young quarterback that doesn't throw the ball 40 times, that this is not the offense for him. So you have to adjust to what he does. So why would you draft him? You should have just never drafted him. Because look, hindsight 2020, right? You should have never drafted him, right? You already signed Sam Darnold. You didn't know Sam Darnold was going to be that good. You could have drafted the best player available in that draft, at that point in the draft. You had 2 first-round picks because you were trying to trade up to go get Drake May. It didn't work. Why try to get a quarterback that you really don't know if he can run your offense? Because he didn't throw the ball that many times in college. How do you expect him to do it in the NFL, the highest level, at a high level in his rookie season? And then, because if you would have drafted the best corner, the best defensive tackle, you would have still had Sam Darnold. That's for one. And you probably would have gave him an extension. You would have franchise tagged him at the very least and gave him an extension or something like that. So we would have Sam Darnold as our starting quarterback, and we would have had, listen, we would have been in a different situation right now. I'm telling y'all right now. But hindsight is 2020, and I think that's what they're thinking. Well, we made some mistakes. We let Sam Darnold go. We drafted, I'm pretty sure Kevin O'Connell and Quasi are thinking like that. And this is the problem. You got to be able to draft a quarterback that can run your freaking offense. Listen, I'm not saying that J.J. McCarthy can't be the guy, but I truly believe that Kevin O'Connell don't want this to happen. He doesn't think he's the guy. He doesn't. He wanted Drake May. He couldn't get Drake May. That was his number one option. So then don't force to draft a quarterback that you like, all right, he could probably run this offense. He might be able to. I love his athleticism. I love his arm talent. I love that he has that it factor. But he hasn't really threw the ball that many times, over 35 times in his college career. So why would you take the chance? It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And there was nobody else in that draft that I would have probably picked that could run this offense. So that's why, like I said, they could have drafted the best player available at that point, and you would have never known about Sam Darnold, but then you would go into the season and you're like, oh, maybe Sam Darnold could be the guy. And you probably would have kept Sam Darnold. I don't know. Hindsight is 2020. Don't nobody know. But I tell you one thing, J.J. McCarthy's not going to get a fair chance in 2026. I don't think he is. I would be pleasantly surprised if he gets a fair chance. Infamous Caleb Williams is killing y'all. Ben Johnson beating y'all and cussing your team. Oh, man. They're going to give him another slap on the wrist because of his talent. No, they better not. But this time it's going to be a little harsher. Nah, bro. No. I don't want to give him a slap on the wrist, bro. I hope they don't. Let him go. He needs to learn a lesson. He needs to be let go. He does not, listen, he is very talented. I'm not saying he ain't talented, but he ain't no dang on Terrell Owens or Randy Moss. So there's levels to the game when it comes to talent, and he ain't those. So they need to let him go, bro. He's too much of a distraction right now. That's just my opinion. Let Jordan Addison go, or he'll never learn his lesson. I can keep on doing what I'm doing because they're just going to give me a slap on the wrist and they're just not going to let me, they won't let me do what I want to do. No. You got to make a statement. We're not tolerating that in Minnesota. Oh, yeah, he will be. What's up, man? He will be suspended again. He will be suspended again. I truly believe that. I feel like, I don't know how many games, but I think they need to suspend him without pay. And of course, I feel like they need to just release him, man. Like I would just let this man go. And I know people probably, wow, he's so talented, keep him. No, we trying to build a culture, man. We trying to build a culture, and a positive culture. We're trying to build a winning culture, a no nonsense culture. Like you know what a perfect example of a culture that I love, that people probably wouldn't like though, right? The Patriots, when they had Bill Belichick, Chad Johnson has so much respect because he was with the Patriots, right? Remember Chad Johnson was with the Patriots? He wasn't really productive with them, but I'm just saying, it was the thing that Bill Belichick would come at Tom Brady in front of the whole team and say, he'll just talk to him like he any other player. Hey, listen, you better make that like I don't know what they were saying. I don't know what Bill was saying. But if you could come at Tom Brady that way, right? And y'all not on the same page, guess what? It don't matter how talented you are. The Patriots was going to let you go. If you're not on the same page with how the Patriots run their organization, they're going to let you go. The Vikings need to be the same way. Let that man go. If he's talented, let him go. Because you're not going to get no bites when it comes to you getting a trade offer. I would be so surprised if the Vikings are able to get a 4th-round pick for him at this point. I'll be willing to get a 7th-round pick for him. I don't care. Get something for him because there's nothing you can do with him right now. He's not mentally right. He's not mentally right. And I say that respectfully. And that's why I say he needs prayer, but we have to let him go. He needs to take accountability. But I think he will be suspended. But I think we should just release him. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. Nobody does. I'm not sure that he will get a super suspension next year. He better. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you don't suspend him, what does that tell to the rest of your team? What does that tell to the future picks that you have, the future young men that you draft on your team? There needs to be an example made, because you don't want to get to the point where you have a culture where if I'm talented, I can do whatever I want. I can get arrested, even though they're misdemeanors. What is what it is. You're getting in trouble. You get into stuff you don't need to be getting into. When they ask you to leave, then leave. You know what I mean? Have bodyguards. Don't drink and drive. It's just so many common sense things. But I realized common sense is not common sense in today's world when it comes to certain things. And even though you might have money, doesn't mean that you have common sense. You know what I mean? Addison will get into more trouble before the season starts. I hope not. I hope not. And I don't know if they will give him a 3-game suspension this time, like they did the last time. But yeah, I think they didn't let him go, man. I really do. Am I being too harsh, y'all? Am I being too, like, how do y'all feel about what I'm saying? Like, am I being too harsh? Or am I just telling am I just telling it like it is? Like, I just feel like he needs to be released. Just let him go. They might not give Jordan Addison 6 games this year. I wouldn't want him playing in the Minnesota Viking uniform for any games. I'm done. I feel like the Vikings should be done before something bad happens and you really in a situation where, dang, I could have let this man go. He could have learned his lesson maybe. He's going to mess around in Henry Ruggs. Yeah, man. Yeah, everybody that's in the building, hit the like button, hit the like button. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Christopher Rose in the building. Should have kept Sam Darnold, trade for Jameis. No. I'm not Jameis. I like Jameis as a backup, but I need someone that's going to challenge J.J. McCarthy. I need someone that's going to challenge him and push him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going with the whole Jameis. I like Jameis, though, but nah. They got Jameis. Jettas gets and 12 touchdowns. But don't forget about the interceptions. Jameis be airing that ball out. He's slinging that ball like it ain't nothing. I like Jameis, though. They was arrogant. Lesson learned. Now they got a piece of some humble and now a big headache. Yup. New England and Pittsburgh. Yup. They got the right culture. Yes, we got to make an example, y'all. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I hope I'm not sounding too, like, harsh, but I feel like I'm being real. Like, I don't think it's harsh. Like, it's kind of like when you have kids, right? You don't just let your kid just keep doing bad things. And it's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm going to take your toys away. I'm going to take some of the things that you love the most because you need to learn a lesson or you got to go in timeout. You need to learn a lesson that is wrong to do. You don't just, he's a millionaire. He's a millionaire. You got to be like, yo, your job is on the line, bro. Your job, your career is on the line if you keep going this route. And I think they need to make an example out of him because you don't want to start, when we draft these next prospects, and you know some of them are going to be super talented, you don't want them thinking, oh, well, I can just catch a misdemeanor and the Vikings will just let me go. Let it be a 2-game suspension and I'm good. Nah, man, we can't have that. And I agree with the excuse me. I agree with the Steelers too. Steelers in New England. Oh crap, my bad. With Addison stuff going on, do you think that means receiver is an option in the first round? No. I don't think it's an option in the first round, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did it in the second or third or fourth and later rounds. Anything after the first, I'll go wide receiver. Because the one great stint we have, and I'm pretty sure Mary and a lot of Viking fans will agree, we still got Justin Jefferson. I know he can't do it all, but we still got the best wide receiver in the game. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Yes, we need a number 2. But like we can probably get him in the second, third, or maybe even make a trade or something. I don't know. But I'm not doing it in the first. Should have been prepared if McCarthy wasn't ready to lead the team. Had no plans for a solid, reliable backup quarterback. Yes. Oh my gosh. That's on Kwesi. That's on Kwesi. It's mainly on Kwesi, and it's on Kevin O'Connell. And I'm not sure if Kevin O'Connell made a decision with the Wentz, or I don't know. I don't know, because no one's going to take full responsibility. So I'm going to give all the responsibility to Kwesi, because Kwesi, you're the general manager. You should be on point and get the right backup. You don't wait until 2 weeks prior to the season. They'll be like, hey, by the way, let's go sign Carson Wentz. That was so crazy. And luckily, Carson Wentz was okay for the most part until he messed his arm up. Until his arm got jacked up, he was playing decent. When he wasn't playing decent, he was hurt. He was really hurt. And I got a lot of respect for Carson Wentz. So he played through a tough injury. Dislocated shoulder. They had a little brace on his shoulder. That didn't really help. Couldn't really throw the ball. But I got a lot of respect for Carson, man. I got a lot of respect. But that is so true. Be proactive. Mary, you're 100% correct. You have to be able to be proactive just in case JJ gets hurt. And history will tell us, unfortunately, even though I like JJ McCarthy, he keeps getting hurt. And it sucks because he's so young. What is he, 22, 23? If he's in his late 30s or whatever, and say he's our quarterback, how's he going to be able to keep it up? I don't know, man. Because I be like saying that, but there's quarterbacks that are in their late 30s or mid 30s and they stay healthy. So I just think it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is with JJ McCarthy. What's going on, Break Forever? You are right. You are completely correct. I'm just trying to be real with this whole situation with Jordan. Like, Jordan needs to learn a lesson. Just let that man go. Like, forget the talent. Like, that's what I said in my short. Like, who cares about the talent? It's a mindset thing. He's mentally not right to be playing in the National Football League right now. He needs to be let go. And he needs to be humble to the point where, hey, listen, he's fighting to get back into the NFL. Because like I said, he's talented, but he ain't no Terrell Owens. And even Terrell Owens had a little bit of trouble going team to team and all that. You know, he was productive when whatever team he went on. But I'm just saying, it just doesn't make sense to me. But shout out to you, Mary. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Truly appreciate y'all. I'm going to be getting off in about 15 minutes, but I just want to talk to you about this and just kind of go on this big rant, because there's a lot of questions right now. And I feel like Viking fans, like, we just have to, stick together. We have no choice but to stick together on this. I know some of us will disagree with certain things, but at the end of the day, we all trying to win a Super Bowl. At the end of the day, we just trying to win a Super Bowl. Like, it doesn't, like, that's the one thing that we all have that in common. Whether it's JJ McCarthy being the quarterback, whether it's Kevin O'Connell being the head coach, whether it's Kwesi being the GM, which I don't even think Kwesi should be the GM. Am I wrong to say this, y'all? I would love to fire Kwesi. Am I wrong to say that, y'all? Can we just fire Kwesi? like I just want to start over, man. Like, I just want to start over, man. Maybe he could prove me wrong in this draft, man, but I'm just kind of like over all of it. But shout out to Break Forever. Yeah, hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, everybody. Mary, Break Forever, Aiden, Chris for Real, the Purple Filth. I like that name, by the way. My boy 6 is in the building. Who else is in the building? 612 is in the building. Front 2531's in the building. Infamous Wonder is in the building. And everybody, Slim is in the building. Everybody else I didn't name, shout out to each and every one of y'all. About to get off this live stream. But God bless to everybody. And I'm going to try to go live later. We'll see what happens. Or I might be live on my other channel. But shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Appreciate y'all. God bless. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'm out.